I'm Ashton Marra, and coming up this week on WVU News, I'll tell you what's coming from these power plants that has local residents fighting back. Workers in West Virginia worry it's only a matter of time before those restrictions domino into our area. To get the word out about the missing girl, they've posted flyers, made a Facebook page, and are now wearing purple ribbons, made in Aaliyah's favorite color. Courtrooms like this one are likely to remain empty. They don't see either WVU's or the Big East claim ever making it before a judge. It takes an average of 6 to 8 weeks for each team to build the protection for their pumpkins, but it takes just a few seconds for all that work to come crashing down. Flight 93 Memorial Park Rangers refer to the site where Flight 93 crashed as a cemetery because not all of the bodies from that day have been recovered. The Uniform Crime Report says that 1 out of every 23 officers fell victim to aggravated assault in 2010. That means at least one officer here at the Morgantown detachment fills that statistic. But he may be best known for a $20 million gift that makes his name infamous every game day. Today was the 5th day in the search for a woman who was last seen in the water near what's known as Party Rock in Arden. Coming up this week on WVU News, I'll tell you why rain isn't the only thing in the forecast for Morgantown this fall. The Sierra Club is now accusing a mine right here in Monongalia County of violating this law.
Global State College, Pickens Hall, structure fire.
Tones rang out across Gilmer County and were followed by the sound of sirens as a lazy Sunday afternoon quickly turned into chaos, but chaos that took months of planning.
For the past 3 months, we've been working on a disaster drill here in Glenville.
The Gilmer County Fire and Sheriff's Departments teamed up with the EPA to build a unique mock scenario, but as crews arrived on scene, they had no idea what to expect.
That's when the first responders come in. They're going to find a meth lab. They weren't expecting a meth lab.
They also weren't expecting drug dealers heavily armed and more than 20 victims of chemical burns and smoke inhalation, but they were all waiting. So this is the first time you've ever been in charge of an incident like this?
Of this magnitude, yes.
Bailey was the first to arrive on scene and quickly took command. He says the area hasn't seen this large of an incident in years. Even though today was only a drill, it has bigger implications for all of Gilmer County. It's preparing for what officials say could happen at any moment.
Because it's real world. It could happen up here at the college at any time.
But Gilmer Fire is a young force. Many of the firefighters responding Sunday are still working on their certification, which Hess says makes this drill all the more valuable.
You know, we're going to make mistakes today, but if you're going to make mistakes, training is the time to do them. And that way, if it becomes a real-world incident, you do it right.
And county residents believe that they can.
It's just an all-around wonderful thing to have these men and women to help us out and support us and protect us.
Crews spent close to 6 hours on scene, learning as they went and preparing for a day that they hope never comes.
Around 9:30, I went back in to wake her up, and she was gone.
3-year-old Aaliyah Lunsford went missing from her Bendale home Saturday morning, and ever since, search teams have turned this typically quiet neighborhood upside down in the hopes of bringing her home.
We've did foot canvas of the neighborhood, used canines. Now we have divers in the water. We've entered her as missing.
Family members say Aaliyah is a shy child. They say she never talked to strangers and would never have wandered off alone.
She never leaves the house unless an adult is with her. She wouldn't have came out in the yard or the road for that matter without her mother.
Saturday, K-9 units from Lumberport and the South Charleston State Police Detachment combed through the surrounding area and picked up a trail just down the road. A search that started in their Dennison Street home has led crews here to the banks of the West Fork River, but police say they're still unsure if the river holds the answers to Aaliyah's disappearance. Police say they've dealt with missing persons cases in the past, but Aaliyah's is unlike any other.
Right now, there's no clues leading us anywhere. No clues. It's just like she's just disappeared.
And as family members wait out the search, they say all they can do is ask for your help.
They are doing everything that they possibly can, but the more people we can get to help, the better chances of bringing her home.
And pray for answers.
We love her. We miss her.
We want her home.
coal. It employs 1,200 workers in Monongalia County who mine more than 9 million tons of it each year. But with the mining comes waste.
Roof rock or floor rock that's above and below the coal seam that's not combustible, that gets mixed in with the coal.
The waste, or refuse, is removed from the coal before it is burned for electricity and combined with coal ash in a landfill. The ash is what is left behind in the power plants after the coal is burned. Coal ash from the Fort Martin and Longview power plants are combined with coal refuse from mining operations here at the Maysville site. The ash provides the alkalinity required by law to prevent acid mine drainage, like what you see here. But members of the Sierra Club disagree with the disposal practices.
This is exactly the most hazardous way of disposing of the coal ash. It virtually guarantees that these toxic metals will be solubilized and leach into the groundwater.
Now, the club is threatening to sue MEPCO for the disposal. Owner James Lorita says he isn't part of the problem, but the solution.
They're alleging that we've hurt the streams. We insist there were no streams. We have created biology where nothing existed 40 years ago.
Sierra Club members say they will continue to fight the practice and its environmental impact. Pat Petrosky first visited Shanksville, Pennsylvania just weeks after 9/11, but she says she still remembers the feeling she got when looking out over this field for the first time.
You just stood and you looked across the field at the big hole, and all you did was cry.
About 2,000 people a day visit a memorial that now stands where United Flight 93 came down.
There's just a certain presence about this field, about the simplicity of it, about the power of the story, that I don't think we'll probably know the true meaning for years to come.
But before it can be realized, Reinbold says the memorial still needs $10 million to be completed. And officials at a second dedication in Shanksville say their money is also running out. Both the Flight 93 Chapel and the memorial are still struggling to collect enough donations to keep their doors open. But officials and visitors alike say preserving the memory outweighs any cost. They say no price tag is too big when remembering the 40 people who fought back.
They're ordinary citizens, and I think that probably makes the story even stronger when you realize that it could have been any one of us sitting on a plane, and would we have had the courage to do what they did.
Petrosky says it's a sacrifice worth making.
They always come through for America. The love of America is in all of our hearts.
But for now, officials at the Flight 93 Chapel and Memorial say they're hoping America can come through for them.